I am Peter Dirksen, and I'm from Rochester. I went to Harry Bishop, John Adams, John Marshall, and then University of Iowa after that, and then moved to Los Angeles. And I actually was a director on the Rocket Report, the TV show at John Marshall when I was there, and into television production a lot. And then at University of Iowa, I majored in communication studies, which was television and film production there, and made films and sound design projects, and worked for the local news station in Cedar Rapids. And then I moved out here and knew that I wanted to write for television, for sitcoms in particular, and worked my way up from being an assistant on a Warner Brothers show, and wrote eventually for the show in the final season. It was called What I Like About You for the WB with Amanda Bynes and Jenny Garth. And then I was an assistant again a few years later on a Disney Channel show called Wizards of Waverly Place, and again worked my way up and was a writer on Wizards of Waverly Place for the final season. And then I started working consistently as a writer, and I now have a writing partner as well, Jonathan, and we worked on Marvin for Nickelodeon, and then Kickin' It for Disney, and now we're on Bella and the Bulldogs for Nickelodeon. But we had worked with one of the executive producers before on Marvin, and so we didn't develop the project, but we were brought in as writers to help write all the rest of the episodes after the initial pilot episode. And so I can't really talk as far as where they came up with the actual idea. It was created by two writers who came out of the Nickelodeon writing program, Gabe Garza and Jonathan Butler, and they developed it over the course of a few years, and then they brought in some executive producers and shot the pilot, and then they brought in all of us other writers as well. There's about 9 other writers on the show, and we help write all of the other episodes. And Jonathan and I have written, Jonathan Howard is my writing partner. We've written 3 episodes so far. So it takes place in Texas at a middle school, and it's about Bella, who was a cheerleader, but she was always into football, and she shared that love of football with her father. And then she got a chance right after a football game to prove that she could also play football as well as her ability to be a cheerleader, and they had her try out for the team, and she became the quarterback for the team. And then at first, the boys were not so excited to have a girl on their team, much less as the quarterback, but they grew to love her and respect her, and then she became really the star of the team. The actors on the show are all really funny, and I know I have nieces who watch the show from Rochester, and I know they quote Newt, one of the characters, quite a bit on the show. And we've also got we've had a lot of feedback and fan mail about having a girl quarterback on the show, and showing that girls can do just the same thing that boys can, and that they'll face adversity, in possible situations, but that doesn't mean you should quit. You should keep going, and you can prove to people that you can do whatever you want. Brec is very nice and very, very awesome. And like I said, she's a great athlete, and she takes her job very seriously too. And I know when if she ever accidentally messes up a line or accidentally throws a pass, she's upset and wants to do it again in a good way. She's a hard worker, and she's a great inspiration for girls and boys. And so we'll often all come in with ideas that are either things that happened to us in middle school, or friends of ours in middle school, or sometimes if for the football-related stories, those of us like myself who played various sports when we were younger. I played basketball, baseball, football, tennis, soccer, everything. We'll remember adversities we faced in those sports and try to relate them to this middle school in Texas, where football is a huge deal. And often stories will be combined between different writers until we find the exact right one that we want to tell each episode. like making people laugh. It's a lot of fun, especially I like making my coworkers laugh, and it's also fun to, you know, turn right around and have them make you laugh. It's that every day there's someone that will, whether it's one of the actors on the set or a director or a writer or someone else on the crew that will say something funny, and it's quite an amazing job to be able to, you know, hang around all day with people that make you laugh. I've lived in Los Angeles for almost 15 years now, so it's been a while since I've actually lived in Rochester. But yeah, and Rochester's changed quite a bit. I think it's added about 30,000 people or something since I lived there. But yeah, I miss all the trees in Minnesota. I miss the differences in season. And yeah, I definitely miss John Hardy's barbecue.